So I put out a tweet about 4 years ago and it went like this. The Nigerian dream is to make it out of Nigeria. At the time, it was a simple way of expressing how much the average Nigerian like me wanted to live in a society that works instead of one that just puts them to work. For me, this is how it started. But right now, here's how it's going.
It's been 4 years, and as at the time of this recording, the infamous Twitter ban by the Nigerian federal government is just being lifted. As you can guess, the Nigerian dream stands higher now more than ever. For a lot of Nigerians, to leave Nigeria will be to leave the country they were born and brought up in and move to some other country. This process is referred to as emigration. Immigration, on the other hand, refers to the process of moving into another country. For example, you can emigrate from Nigeria to immigrate to the UK. As a young Nigerian living in Nigeria, I found that the topic of immigration was everywhere, from radio stations to newspaper stands and even social media. On Nigerian social media, immigration has an entire life of its own here. From the King of Boys, welcome to a new dispensation meme, which is posted every time a Nigerian user successfully emigrates to another country or immigrates to another country, to the Jápa slang, which was popularized by Naira Marley, which literally means to run away in Yoruba, to the IJGB slang, which means I just got back, a slang that is used to refer to Nigerians who have successfully immigrated and could return every December or every once in a while to come check up on their friends and family. Immigration has an entire life of its own here. As a watcher of the times, I can say that the conversation wasn't this dominant as at 5 years ago. To get the story, I had to speak to people with the Nigerian dream. What are Nigerians saying? Where is everyone going to, and how did we get here?
I am a chef, but I'm also taking a career change and migrating to project management in tech. Yes, I do actually believe in the Nigerian dream, because let's be real. Let's look at the stats. Where is Nigeria before now? It's crazy. There's nothing that I feel like for some people, yes, they're going to be able to excel here, but some people they can't. It's just not what it is for them. Maybe their people or their kind of person is not working for this country. And I feel like I genuinely believe I'm one of those people. I think I'd started working in the kitchen for like a year, and I was exhausted. I mean, I was working and I thought to myself, okay, see, I'm working this long hours and I'm not going to get the amount of pay I deserve. And then I had this colleague then, he came all the way from Canada, and he was like, what's going on here? Like the money I'm making, was making in a month, he makes it in 2 days. Do you get? And he does this, like even covering other people's shifts. So he was like, I'm suffering all this long hours. I don't work this long hours there, and I'm working longer hours here, and I'm getting far lesser pay. And then he was like, you need to stay where you're going to be appreciated, or you need to move where your talents and your skills are going to be appreciated. And I felt like, okay, that was it. That was good time. Honestly, I've had this dream of, like, I had the Nigerian dream of leaving the country since I've been a child. Like, I honestly don't think I've ever thought of like a long-term plan for Nigeria. I have never, like, I don't know, I've never thought of, oh, I'll be here, I'll get a house here, I'll work here. It had never occurred to me. So as a child, I've always seen that it was always better there, and I just gravitated to that place. So till now, I don't have a long-term plan as to stay here, like to be here or to stay here. All my plans, all my long-term plans involve going there and probably coming back to make an impact, because I feel like I still love Nigeria. I'm Nigerian, and Nigerian culture is amazing. So I feel like there's no way I'm going to go and not come back. Do you get? But I have to go. No, I do not think I'm the only one with this dream. I mean, I'm planning to leave the country with my best friend, and we're planning to do it together. So I don't think I'm the only one. I think there are a lot of Nigerian youths that think that this is not for them, and that's for different reasons. Some of them sexual orientation, some of them for like a better future, some of them just to feel safe, because honestly sometimes Nigeria don't feel safe for young people, and that's just what it is. I think it's popular because people are beginning to see that there's so much life and there's so much joy and there's so much things you can do out there. I get that, yes, you're not being there, you're just saying this because you're here and you're there. People always say that all the time. But you've looked out there and you've seen the freedom. You've seen the freedom, you've seen how people are there to help you, to empower you, to push you forward. I don't think I have that here. And that's just the sad truth. My reasons for leaving the country, first of first, I want to be able to be who I am. I want to be able to be authentic in myself and not be afraid of anything or any backlash or any harm. And I think that you can't do that here. Well, I mean, me myself, I don't think I can do that here. That's the first reason. The second reason, obviously, I want to be able to like go out there and compete in the global market and make an impact. Do you get? Go out there and fight along the best and see where I get. Do you get? So that's two reasons. I think that's strong enough. So yeah, I started with I planned to immigrate to Canada. That was the first. I mean, that was the first country I planned with, but that didn't go as well as I thought. And I mean, maybe that was God's plan because I mean they rejected both me and my best friend. So like, okay, this is God telling us that okay, it's time to try something else. So right now I'm migrating to United Kingdom. So hopefully that goes well. You know, the UK is a place where, like, it's a global country. So I mean, one of the first world countries, like they like to call it. Although I find that quite racist. Like, why are we the third world country? What differentiates you? You get, but I feel like the UK is a good country. Like, it's accepting of all people. I mean, it's so different from people from different culture and different backgrounds that they all come together and they try to live together in harmony. And it's not that you don't hear crazy stories in the UK like sometimes you hear in America, let's be real, that's called city. But yeah, basically.
To understand the bigger picture of what the Nigerian dream meant in action, I had to speak to an immigration professional to tell us a thing or two about the process.
What we do, that's Upgreen Education Services Limited. What we do in relation to immigration is international student placement to countries all over the world, UK, US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Dubai, Europe, and anywhere else in the world. Yeah. We start from the point of advising, career advising. For an instance, when a client comes to us, okay, I want to go to, say, UK, I want to study, say, medicine or nursing or something, would like to know, maybe at undergraduate or at postgraduate level, would like to know what, say, at postgraduate level, maybe adult nursing, for an instance. It's not all schools that offer that particular course in UK. I'm citing UK, United Kingdom now, the United Kingdom as my case study. It's not all schools that actually offer that course, and then some will ask you to. Some of the schools you need to apply through UCAS. Some you can actually apply to the university directly. So we start from the point of career advisory. What have you done before? What do you want to go and do? How old are you? What qualification do you have? Do you have other certification? Yeah, once that is sorted, then these are the documentation you need to have. We advise you from that point, okay? At this point, these are the documentation you need to have for you to be able to apply for this particular course. Then afterwards, we filter the list of schools that we know you can apply to. For someone with a 2-2, it's not all the schools you can apply to. For someone with a 2-1, of course, with the first class, maybe with a third class, we can advise you to do, like with a third class now, we can advise you to do like a top-up, a postgraduate diploma, or postgraduate certificate. Yeah, top up is like going to the final year of your degree and then you get a new certificate entirely. So aside from that, when we're done with that phase and we have all your documentation, then we can apply on your behalf to the school. We have partnership with over 500 schools, maybe 600, 700 schools world over across the countries that I mentioned earlier. Yeah, so once we do the application, of course, we follow up with the schools. Okay, so we submitted the application and there are different start dates. There's this January start date. You remember I'm citing UK now as mine. Yeah. There's the January, there's the May. Not all schools do January and May, but September is the key start date. So we need to factor this in when we're advising the client. Then afterwards, we follow after submitting the application to the school. We follow up with the school, we give updates to the client. Okay, so at this point, this is the status of your application to this school for this course. So while we're waiting to get the feedback, maybe in terms of conditional offer or unconditional offer from the school, we'll be prepping the client for the next stage, which is the visa counseling stage. Yeah, so let's say the offer has been made, then you need to make payment to the school. Some schools, we ask you to make maybe £1,000 tuition deposit, or there are other conditions to be made. It could be that you need to send in your transcript again. It could be that you need to send in your reference letter again. It could it could mean that you need to send in some other documentation because there are several conditions. There could be several conditions attached to the offer of admission. Yeah. Then once that is done, or when the conditions are met, then we start preparing for the visa application. And remember, for visa application, you need to have you need to dot your I's and then cross your T's. You need to have documentations too. You need to have your proof of finance, proof of employment, proof of academic, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Prior to 2020, 2019, people were looking at UK. They weren't looking at US because of the government at the time, because of the rate of denial, and because of different sort of ban and all of that. So people were not looking in that direction. But people were looking, some people were looking at UK and some people were looking at Canada. In fact, at the time, the inquiry for Canada was much more than for UK. But from 2020, 2021 till date, the out of 10 inquiries, 8 is looking at going to UK. And the reason is because of the 2-year post-study visa. One, because you can go with your family as a dependent immediately as you are going to school. While you're submitting your study application, you can apply for your family as well. So if you have kids of three kids, and your wife, if the husband is the main applicant, you can apply for your study visa and apply for your dependent visa at the same time. And so people are cashing into it a whole lot, and people are going. And the beautiful thing is, UK is actually making it easy for people. Once you tick all the boxes, good. Yeah. So currently, statistics is high for people going to UK. Yeah. People are not looking at Canada that much because of this flexibility, because the rate of denial for Canada is kind of high because they'll be scrutinized. And secondly, because of the fact that they can't go with their family all at once. People want safety. So I think right now, the main reason why people are relocating is because of safety, economic safety, physical safety. Nobody wants to pay 100 million ransom if any family member is kidnapped, because nowhere seems to be safe really. So people want safety. They want, aside from the luxury of life, so to say, aside from international exposure. Of course, I can travel and come back. I can do like a 6-month course and come back. But people are going for 1 year, 2-year course because it's not about the course particularly, but because they want to be safe. And that's part of human need. Okay, so how much does it typically cost to achieve this venture, right? Again, I'll take UK as a case study. Say I'm going to the university, to a particular university. I don't want to market for any university because I have loads of them. So a particular university, say £12,000 as tuition. Yeah, £12,000 in Nigerian currency, how much would that be? At maybe 500, 700 exchange rates. Let's calculate that. That's for tuition for the main applicant. That's if there's just the applicant that is going, yeah? And then we're looking at maintenance too, because I mentioned earlier that the individual, the applicant, will need to show proof of funds that is in your account for 28 days. It's not just your what's it called now? It's not just your tuition you're showing for your maintenance or living expenses. It's the same thing. So if you're studying in London, there's a particular amount, which is, studying in London is more expensive than studying outside London. Yeah, if you're studying in London, you are looking at £1,334 per month as your maintenance. Now, for maintenance, that includes for your accommodation, for your feeding, for your textbooks, for your phone call, to maintain your lifestyle generally. And if you're studying outside of London, so it will cost you £1,024 per month. So, and you need to show for 9 months. 9 months in your account. So let's say tuition is £12,000 and then you're paying deposit of £2,000 to the school, so you're left with £10,000. £10,000 plus 9,207. So if you do 1,000, that's I'm choosing outside of London now as a case study. Yeah, let's say you're studying somewhere in Birmingham or wherever. Yeah. So £1,024 per month times 9, that's about now 9,000 plus. So 10,000, that's the balance of tuition plus maintenance. 10,000 plus the 9,000, that's about £19,000. That's what it will cost you, basically. But that is not all. There's the tuberculosis tuberculosis test you need to take before you go. There's the visa fee you need to pay for. Yeah, there's the biometric you need to pay for. Of course, and there's a ticket you need to buy. And there's the immigration health surcharge you need to pay for. So averagely, we already calculated about £19,000. So we're looking at maybe between 22 to £25,000. So for an instance now, this same student A that we've been talking about now, that is going to study outside of London, that the tuition is £12,000, but is paying £2,000 deposit. The tuition balance is 10,000, right? His maintenance is 9,000 plus. So for the main applicants, there's the £19,000 already. Then for the dependents, each dependent, of course, we need to do the TB test. TB test is $150, $150. Yeah. So each applicant is paying for that. That's one. It depends on. So if you are going with a family of 4, that amount times 4 people. Yes. 1. Then 2. The payment for the visa fee. Visa fee, as at last week when I did the application, was $457 US. So times the number of people. Yeah. Then immigration health surcharge you are paying. So if your study is 1 year, you are paying a particular amount, and then your dependent will be paying. That is not all. Then let's talk about maintenance for each dependent. So each dependent will need to show £680 per month for 9 months. So if you add that together, we're looking at maybe more than £30,000 pounds. What will be my advice for people that want to immigrate? Yeah. Okay, so of course, some will say, why do I need to talk to a professional really? So they'll say, okay, so I can go online because I have this information online. I've seen cases whereby people will probably go online, they'll miss the steps, and they'll now come back that someone referred us to you, that I have this situation, and then we will attend. So I'll say that, yeah, as much information they can get online, they should get, but they should seek the assistance of a professional. It's very key. Also, they should, while they are at it going online to get information, they should get equipped with information, and then with probably the finances needed. You understand? Okay, so the country they want to go to, they should make researches about the countries, about how to adapt, about how to find their way when they get to this country. They should find out about the laws or policies that are applicable in this country, so that they will not be defaulting when they eventually get there. They will not be committing war offense ignorantly, you know. I think that is it. And then above all, they should prepare their mind for the journey.
You see, being a Nigerian is way more than wearing Ankara, listening to Afrobeats, or eating jollof rice. From everyday inflation to random social media bans, here is a glimpse of what it's like to live in the most populous black nation in the world.
Yes, when I started this business, everything was okay. Normally, we bought a carton of Indomie at the rate of 1,600, but now everything has changed. We buy a carton of Indomie at 3,200 naira. Formerly, we used to buy 1,800, highest 2,000 naira. But now everything has changed. Like egg now. A crate of egg, when I started this business, it was 600, 800 highest. But now we buy egg 2,000, 2,100 naira. My sister, we are just managing, I can say. Someone cannot sit at home like that. Because if you sit at home, nothing will come to you. And if you don't work, you will not eat. Before, they sell bag of rice, 8,000 naira. But now, 31, 32,000 naira, which everybody is annoying. What I buy is what I will sell. Normally, I sell plate of Indomie, 300 naira, 350, 2 Indomie, 2 egg. But now, as things are now, I have to add my own so that I will have my own small gain. So now plate of Indomie is 500, 550, 600. It depends the Indomie. Like Indomie carton now, if you buy today, tomorrow if you go, they will add 200 naira. Next tomorrow, they say the price have changed. If I tell them the price, they will vex. They will be angry and turn face and go. But people that understand, they will follow me and buy. So that is why I don't know what this Nigeria is turning into. Anything that goes up in Nigeria, it will never come down. That is what I notice. If I have the opportunity, I will come out to. If I have the opportunity to go to another country, I will do that, because this Nigeria, I don't know. Maybe they want us to go back to our village. I don't know. So I don't understand this Nigeria. One cannot born. Normally, our mothers, they used to born reach 12. But now, if you born 3 self, you cannot be able to cope. You can't feed them. According to people, I used to hear that if you go US, any work you do is per hour, is per minute. Then I will make it from there. But Nigeria, from day 1 to 30, they will say they will pay you 10,000, 15,000. How can a person cope? Maybe, I don't know, whether with prayer, God will answer us. Because this killing of 18 self is still, I don't know. Every day killing, tomorrow killing, next tomorrow killing. So I don't know. Let's put it in God's hand so that God will intervene for us.
People start businesses for different reasons, and no matter what the reason is, it ends up at a lot of stress because of inflation. Nigeria keeps saying ease of doing business. There is no ease. It's just a lot of hard work, and that's where the Nigerian dream comes in. There's better environments outside of Nigeria to even build a business or just live and be happy. Yeah. Businesses that production, there is no light. Even businesses working from home, there is no light. I can't put on my laptop when there's no light, even to work from home. So even the basic 9 to 5, there's no light. That's number one. There's no electricity to do anything. You have to buy diesel. That's already killing. Sourcing is a problem as well, because the custom fees are crazy. So the businesses actually have to resort to local sourcing, and it's still just that's not what they want, but they just have to make do with whatever they get. You asked if how government policies affect small businesses. That's generally the question. Even in class, MBA, even in my first degree, when they're asking you problems of business or whatever, there's always factor A, B, disadvantage and advantage. There's always government policies. It's always either an advantage or a disadvantage. But so far, we have seen how much of a disadvantage it is. So all of a sudden, the government wakes up one day and says, we've banned Twitter. These small businesses were already struggling, buying data, buying their stock, all of that. And they banned Twitter, a place where they were actually selling a lot. It was bad. It was very bad. A lot of them just had to leave because they could not sustain the VPN thing. It was killing their batteries of their tools that they already use and are managing, right? Like their phones and all of that. So some just left it. They went back to their WhatsApp, Instagram, and left Twitter. But the feedback I got from that, from a lot of my merchants, was that sales declined greatly. Because Twitter works with top of the mind awareness. You can be posting, tweeting. Someone that does not even want to buy a pair of shoes sees this, oh, they're really pretty, let me just buy. Right? But it does not work like that on Instagram. It does not work like that on WhatsApp. So there was a huge chunk out of their sales volume at that. I even had to create a Telegram community where they could post. I would bring their posts back to Twitter and say, these guys are still selling and whatnot. It was really bad. The dollar rate is affecting them as well, because at some point it was reduced to $100. And there are a lot of them, like those that sell jewelry, they import clothes. To $100 to buy, like $100 limits on the cards, on your cards. And that's the only way you can buy from foreign shops. So the limit was $100. They were still trying. They'll buy $100 today, tomorrow they'll still use $100, use different cards. They were still even shuffling that. Then all of a sudden, the government says $20. What can you buy to sell at $20? Makes no sense. So this even pushed them to look for alternatives That's where alternatives like Flutterwave comes in. You can use barter. The limit on barter is still high. I don't know if the government sees this. They'll tell barter that, okay, it is what you're doing. But yeah, you can use barter and try to. It's just that the exchange rate is killing and all of that. Diesel, I think diesel is affecting large scale, medium to large scale businesses actually, because they're the ones that run offices, banks even. Everybody's been affected by the diesel price. It's just, all these things just come together to make a very uncomfortable business environment. For you to be able to scale above, it takes a lot. Sometimes you just give up and say you're not doing business again. You just leave it. And that's where the Nigerian dream comes in again. I'm not doing business again. Let me just look for money to live so I can go to a place where the system is working.
I guess when you have a country that doesn't have a dream, you can say that it can make up a dream of living. Because I don't know how a dream of a country would be to live it. Not better it, not do anything for it, in it, but live. So yes, I do believe that is a thing. I do believe in the Nigerian dream of living for a better place. Nigeria, how does Nigeria make me feel? There's just this lawlessness that makes me realize that I might not be, as a citizen, I might not be on Nigeria's mind, or like the government of Nigeria's mind. Nigeria doesn't make me feel safe. There's lots of uncertainty, and I feel like the people of Nigeria will steady need mental health, because knowing that your country cares for you, like I think most of us in Nigeria can never understand what it is to be cared for and taken care of as Nigerians, because even up to being in jail, in prison, in other countries that are more developed, your rights matter. You are given food, there's health care. So Nigeria has a lot of uncertainty, and knowing that I might not matter in the long run. Am I going to apply for a job here? Am I going to get it because of this or that limit? Am I going to apply to leave the country? Will they give me a visa because I'm a Nigerian? If I get to Nigeria, if I get outside the country, maybe to Europe or even maybe just America, am I going to be singled out because not just because I'm black, but because I'm Nigerian? Because honestly, I've had people, I know someone in Germany that traveled for school, and one of the challenges she had when she went there, she says landlords didn't want to rent out their space to her, particularly because she was a Nigerian. So it's like, it's not even about the fraud part. It's not even the assumption that, okay, you might be bad because you're Nigerian. It's just that stigma. There are lots of positive things, yes, but there's just a stigma like that you're Nigerian. Things like Twitter ban make you realize that the government can come up with policies anytime. As far as you are under that government in that country and subjected to whatever the government brings out, it can affect you. Like, you can stay in your house all you want and do all your online jobs all you want, but when it's going to affect you, it's going to affect you, right? It's like we don't even have rights. We can't even say what we want. Like, this is definitely not a people's government. You're literally not, you can't say you're serving us. So we live in reality. When you finish being online, you're going to come out and be offline and step out and catch a random bullet, or a truck falls on your cab because you're going somewhere. A truck falls from on top of the bridge, like what happened at Okedairo recently. That day, my mom actually went through that route in a cab. Like, you don't understand. You can't even run. The truck fell on a cab. Nobody saw it coming. And of course, nothing is going to happen about that. So it's just the insecurities. Like, what's going to happen when I live online? I can be in bliss. I can be enjoying everything I'm enjoying because, I work remote. I am online. I'm into tech and all that and all that. Apart from the regulations that they put to try and actually frustrate people. What if when I come outside, I'm still a normal human being living in a country that doesn't care if I live or die?
Being a young Nigerian in this day and time means in some ways, it means to live almost every day in fear of not achieving all goals that you set for yourself. Graduating from the university,
and wanting to just explore and just live out all your dreams, but Nigeria just stifles that. I think it's probably the best time to be creating as a visual artist in Nigeria because of that visibility. But at the same time, there are also like problems and setbacks that you get because you're an artist creating in Nigeria, like access to materials, access to institutions. There aren't a lot of institutions in Nigeria, so you find a lot of Nigerian artists exhibiting outside Nigeria, wanting to go to school outside Nigeria because the educational system, the whole art ecosystem is just, it allows you to start your dream. It gives you a good platform to start, but like it doesn't allow you to dream bigger than you want for yourself. So you find a lot of Nigerian artists looking to have exhibitions outside Nigeria, school outside Nigeria, just live out the rest of their lives and their careers outside Nigeria. Creating in Nigeria is difficult on some level because lights, water, you have to turn on the gen half the time. You have to turn on the gen half the time. Access to materials. Most of these materials are really expensive because they are not being produced in Nigeria. So when you think about the cost of the materials themselves and you think about the cost of shipping those materials into Nigeria, because many of these art stores, there will be materials that you would look for and you want to use in your work, and you won't find these materials because many of these art stores don't sell these materials. So when you think about how the exchange rate just affects the materials that you're buying outside and the shipment cost, it just messes everything up for an artist creating in Nigeria. And I said again, access to institutions, access to opportunities. I think recently there has been like a shift and there's like a lot more focus on younger artists, but there aren't institutions, there aren't platforms that think about artists long term. I don't think there are anything like that. So all these factors just kind of influence how you think about being an artist and having a career as an artist in Nigeria. Okay, I think I would want people to understand and sort of give grace to Nigerian artists because it's really hard. Just living in Nigeria as an artist and having little to no education, because art education isn't something that has a lot of focus in Nigeria. So I think just grace, I guess, just give grace, just give us grace and understand how difficult it is to be creating in an environment that making art or seeing art as a career isn't something that is thought about or ideal, or even, I don't think people dream to be artists in Nigeria because they do not have, growing up, they do not see many examples of artists. So yeah, I think people should understand how difficult that is. So yeah.
What comes to my mind when I hear Nigeria is a place filled with, is a mix of people with different talents, different cultures, different personalities. That is the beauty about Nigeria. How different we are, but still how talented and creative we can be. So that's just what I love about when I hear Nigeria. I just imagine our difference yet talent. Am I inspired to leave the country to uplift my career, or am I interested in staying in Nigeria and building from there? I'm interested in achieving my dreams. That's just it, basically. So anywhere I'm going to do it, because I believe art should not be restricted to one space. It should be shared all over the world as far as it can go, whether internationally or whether nationally. So if I'm blessed with the opportunity to be able to build in Nigeria and grow from there, make it big, I'll be so excited. I think I'll even be more excited than if I'm able to go outside there and then uplift myself from there. At the same time, I still don't feel going outside there is a complete upliftment of one's career, because there you really don't know anybody actually. So you'll be acting based on probably how talented you are and how much you have in your pocket. Yes, leaving the country is good, it's cool, it's fine. Outside the country is exploring, adventure. But then the essence of living life, of surviving, it's not really different outside the country. Everywhere you still have to work hard to survive and live as a human being that we all are. Being a young Nigerian in this day and time it's actually exciting, I won't lie, compared to what we used to hear from our parents saying, although I don't know how they lived, if they tell us the truth actually. But then, being a young Nigerian now, it's actually exciting, but at the same time, it's like a reality wake. You get to realize that you are on your own in life. Yeah, that's it basically, Nigeria. That's what Nigeria teaches us.
Insecurity as a problem is a notoriously recurring decimal in Nigeria's history as a nation. It feels like at least every month, there is a terrorist attack in different parts of the country and constant bullying of Nigerians by the same people commissioned to protect them. This unbearable trend of insecurity and police brutality is what inspired a huge national and international protest in 2020 against the Nigerian police and the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, popularly known as SARS. SARS is known to apply extrajudicial punishments to Nigerians going about their daily lives, and this has led to the extortion, harassment, torture, kidnap, rape, and even death of a lot of Nigerians. The Nigerian government had promised to do something about them, but nothing was done, and SARS officials were in the streets doing all they know best. In October 2020, a video which showed SARS officials in action surfaced on the internet. This time, Nigerians decided that enough was enough, and a few days later, physical and online protests erupted through conversations on Twitter. The protest went on for a while until suddenly on the 20th of October, the protests were shut down by unknown gunmen who opened fire on innocent Nigerians at the Lekki toll gate, leaving several injured, missing, and even dead. It's been almost 2 years now, and we still do not know who gave the order for the shootings carried out that day. In this climate, it's easy to see why a lot of Nigerians want to emigrate to somewhere secure where they do not have to worry about the insecurity that comes with stepping out of their homes daily. Having an understanding for the reasons why they want to leave the country, I decided to explore the major countries that Nigerians love to immigrate to. Taking the UK as a case study, I wanted to understand the Nigerian dream from Nigerians who have seemingly achieved it and what they think of the UK as a great or not so great place for Nigerians to immigrate to.
So I left the country December 2021. What I think everyone should know about immigrating from Nigeria to the UK is it's great. I mean, there are like obvious advantages of coming to the UK, but also there are downsides. There is the fact that it does not like it will take you a while to adjust. I think that's just it, and just accept it. Like, don't try to rush the process of adjusting. Don't try to come and think you're Superman and you come here and then the next week you're working and then you settled and then you have friends and it's going to take you time to adjust. Only maybe if you've lived here before or something. Because I would say I was one of the lucky people because I have a couple of friends here from my uni. Even like just like friends in Abuja that were already in the UK. So it's like adjusting and like all of that was not as difficult, but then there were also like downsides. There is like the loneliness that comes from being here. Just not being able to see your folks, see people you care about, everywhere looking different to you, learning how to, how the bus system works, how the trains work, what's right, what's wrong. Seeing how the life here can be very fast and how nobody really gives about you. Especially because when I stayed in London before I came to Bournemouth is a smaller place and more, it's a bit warm. Like people can say thank you to the bus driver in London. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. If you say hi to the bus driver, they might not even like they might not reply you. And also it's expensive, especially when you come and you're not working yet. And you know you're coming with your Naira. God, Naira will humble you. And I remember my Uber from the airport to my friend's house being 60 something pounds, and I was calculating it in Naira. Just for Uber. Just for Uber. Hey. But like when you start working here and earning in pounds, it sort of balances up. But yeah. Yeah, it can get lonely. It can save your coins when you're coming because you would spend money. And the houses are tiny compared to Nigeria. Like I think the size of my room was maybe the size of my bed in Nigeria, but you have to get used to it. Yeah. I also recommend Facebook groups. I wish I did that before I came. Finding an accommodation would be easier. But there are Facebook groups for accommodation. There are some WhatsApp groups for African students, Nigerian students. So you can ask questions, you can make friends, you can do all of that. Okay, so something I found to be true when I came to the UK is the weather is shitty. Like when they tell you it's an understatement. It's actually shitty, and like a lot of people do not like it here. A lot of people want to leave because like cost of living is going higher, you know. So and like because of the weather, it's also not fun. Like to have fun here, you have to be intentional about it. So I can see why like a lot of people that live in the UK just like travel. I think for the most part, and yeah, that it's not like so much fun as people make it seem. It can be fun, but you guys not like Nigeria that you can want to turn up now. And also maybe because I'm just used to Nigeria and like turning up right now. Yeah, and I'll say yeah, that people are a bit cold. Maybe not cold is the right word because people are from like different backgrounds with like different goals here. So it's like nobody has the time, like nobody send your mama. Everybody's facing their business. So that's definitely true. And I think thing that's false is like, oh, the promises that when you come here, you just make it. Yes, you're going to like be able to make money. Like you can decide to actually come. Maybe you sorted your accommodation and want to start working next 2 weeks and you get a job. Although it would be like an unskilled job, but it's a job that will pay like your bills. Maybe you can get like from 9 to 16 pounds an hour, depending on the job that you're doing. So in terms of opportunities, there are definitely opportunities here. You know, Nigeria, you cannot just wake up and say you want a job in 2 weeks and you get to, you know, but here you can do that and you can make enough money to like live and maybe save something here or there, depending on your lifestyle. But the idea that you just come here and you just blow or that there's one special money that people are really making here is not true. And like there's the hustle here, especially when you want to have like a professional career here. The competition, I don't know if competition is the right word, but like all of that is stiff. Yeah, I think that's pretty much my relationship with Nigeria right now. Is I want to come to visit. I've been saying I might come to visit December. Yeah. And I think that's it. I'm visiting and I'm coming back. Like I love Nigeria, but you know, like nah, Nigeria is depressing. No, it's depressing. Like sometimes when I'm facing challenges here or I'm just irritated at the weather, I'm just like, Nigeria's weather is great. It's not for these politicians and like things are not working. I would not be here. Like I would rather be in Nigeria if I feel safe and secure and know that I can trust how I've planned my life to go how it's supposed to go. Because in the UK, you can make plans for even next year because there are things that in a way are just set. I'm not saying disappointments don't come here, but there are things that can be set in stone because there's a system that works. So yeah, no, I'm just going to come and visit Nigeria, but I honestly feel like I'm going to like come and live in Nigeria for like a couple of months sometime, but the goal right now is to develop myself here in the UK. So maybe when I'm at a point where feel like I have enough resources here, I have like a lot of network here that maybe living in Nigeria will still not affect my money, my income, all of that. I can come and live for for like some months and go. But like I want to be a digital nomad anyways, so I'm not going to sit my ass in one place. But yeah, right now in Nigeria, I'm just going to come and visit. Nigeria feels two-faced. It's like on one part, I love my friends, I love my family, I like the fun, I like the turn-up culture, I love the food. But then on the other side, there's the insecurity, there is the government, there's the disregard for human life, there is the stagnation mindset, there is the inflation. So it's like I love this, but I also hate it. Like I love this, but I want it to be better. And in as much as I love this and I want to be here, I can't because of all these other things. So it's like Nigeria leaves you no choice. Basically, it feels like Nigeria breaks you to the point where you feel like you have to go. And then it's like you're living an ex that you have feelings for, but things cannot just work out. And it's out of your control. And like obviously Nigeria makes us feel so insignificant, especially like the youth. So it's like is talking about Nigeria just like makes me sad. Because like even when you ask Nigerians, if Nigeria is working, nobody is going to be here. It's like what? Nobody wants to be in this cold. Do you get like no, but yeah, so it's really like a toxic relationship. Maybe it's like ice cream that's surface, I can lick it and it's nice, but inside is rotten. And because of that, I can't finish it and I can't enjoy the experience. Yeah.
What do you wish everyone would know about Nigeria?
People are actually great. And like it's double like it's two sided. Like people can be nasty in Nigeria, but I think on a general level, on a collective level, on sort of like a community general level, like in Nigeria, you can like be struggling with your bag, and somebody will offer to help. Some might want you to pay them, some might not want you to pay them. Here, nobody cares. Maybe in some places, some people will. They're like, excuse me, nice people that can do things for you. But like in Nigeria, you almost know that in a way, or maybe that's just my experience in Nigeria anyways, because maybe in Nigeria I was privileged to a point, so maybe my experience might be different from like people's experiences. But yeah, I feel like Nigeria, like people, like basically there's a type of loss that you would not feel in Nigeria. There's a type of loneliness that you would not feel in Nigeria. Not saying like you won't feel lonely or you won't feel lost, but like compared to when you come here, it's different. It's like Nigeria, the people are okay for the most part, great for the most part. The food is amazing, the energy and the vibe, and the weather is great. The nightlife is great. And like the hustle spirit of Nigerians. Like you don't see anybody trying to sleep up. Like you don't people are like hustling. People want better lives. So yeah, I feel like I wish people know that, outside like all the negative press Nigeria has, there's substance to it. There are people working so hard to make things work. There's obviously the tech industry, the music industry, agricultural industry right now is booming. Even like the beauty industry is like, there's so much potential in Nigeria. I wish our leaders would just go up and, let everywhere be better for us.
Do I believe in the Nigerian dream? It depends on what it is. Like often we hear about the American dream. I don't know. Maybe I feel like from being in the UK, there's an idea of how my Nigerian dream is. So I think ideally, after being here for a long time, the aim is to maybe one day retire in Nigeria. But that's having had you have to go back with money. You can't just go and land. Like you literally, and the dream there is to have like a nice house, nice establishment, be well established for yourself, and also support the country in its growth and I don't know, help it. In the grand scheme of things, I guess sometimes you're not considered as British or whatever. And then you go back to Nigeria and then you're as a Nigerian, especially born in Nigeria, and they're like, oh, you're not Nigerian. I'm like, well, where do I kind of fit in? So, I mean, it's not been so bad, but I feel like being in Nigeria, sometimes you always you're always considered that like London person that's coming, and sometimes that's not what you're just trying to be here. Dual national, you know.
Yeah. First of all, you get back to Nigeria usually mostly in December. I don't know about any of your other travel schedules. When you get back,
times.
the fun time. Okay, so you pick Nigeria, you pick December to come in Nigeria because of the fun times.
Yeah, I guess so. But like even now, I'm kind of swaying away from that because whilst it's all fun and games in December, I feel like there's a lot more to. Everyone's kind of there at the same time, so you kind of just get blended in and masked in with the same crowd. Obviously, sometimes I'd come back in April, Easter, but I am trying to see what it's like to be around or be in Nigeria, like at off-peak times, so that just to get a vibe for it, and also to be doing other things, because it's not really, after a while, you have your fun and you're like, okay, so what else can we do? Like, what do I do in the UK to help? You know, just what can I do other than just come and like party? So there are things that can be done which I need to explore different. It's not everyday dirty December. Sometimes clean March.
January.
Or dry January. So, yeah.
Okay, so but when you're in Nigeria and people refer to you as an IJGB, that's I just got back. How does that make you feel, and what are your experiences as an IJGB?
Well, the thing is, it depends on the context, because sometimes they use it in a negative way. It's like most of the time in Nigeria, I feel like when you're trying to prove a point, or when you're frustrated or you're arguing against something, that's when you're not really taken seriously, because I think the way in which you get what you want in the UK is to complain, to like take it to the authorities and things like that, or even if anything, like shout. Sometimes you have to shout, but like when you do that in Nigeria, it's almost like falling on deaf ears. Like, why are you shouting? Who's this London girl just coming to be shouting? Like, that's what you're looked at, and it's even more frustrating because they don't get frustrated, and you're the one that's angry, and now you're even shouting on top of it, and your problem is still unresolved. So like when it's like that, that's a bit annoying, because they feel like, oh, you're just from London, but no, it's just a general, what we believe, a Western principle is certain things need to be done in a certain manner. It makes it easy for everybody else. It's less frustrating. So it's just like, why can't we all buy into this idea of soft life? You know, the stark differences are like the speed at which things get done, the urgency as well at which things get done. Like, there just doesn't seem to be an urgency from what I have experienced personally in Nigeria to do certain things. And it's like simple things that just make it easy. I'll give you an example. One time when I was in the airport, this was a few years ago though, there's a form that you need to fill in at the airport. Apparently the form is located at the front of the airport. So when you get to the check-in, if you've missed that, they now send you all the way back. But I'm just thinking, wouldn't it make sense to have those forms here, so that if somebody has missed it, even if they have to lose their place in the line, let them step to the side and fill it, as opposed to sending them right back to the end of the queue. Like things like that. It's just common, what I would assume is just common sense is just not really working. I don't know. I feel like everything is just long. It's long. Like the UK is kind of fresh. The only thing is, obviously there's politics, and there's politics everywhere. There's certain things that you're not going to like. It's not destination, like, you know, fantasy or whatever. There's struggles here as well, but I think they're easier to manage because some of them are supported by policies, like things that aren't right or morally right. There's usually something in place that, you know, can help you can help you with issues and things, where I don't think necessarily you'll get that. So I think there is a level of comfort. You just have to be comfortable and established, especially in what you do, whatever it is you do. Actually, you don't have to be in the corporate world to actually benefit from living in the UK. You just have to be established in your niche. Because even yesterday, like I attended a wedding, and there's the alagas, right?
What? I didn't get that.
You know, the traditional weddings, the ladies that host the MCs.
Yes.
There's
the
money
to weddings.
Yeah, like, and that is a role. If you think about it, you don't, as a Yoruba speaking person, that role is, there's money to be made. They make money from it. So I'm thinking like that's why I say specifically, it's just you have to be good in your craft, because you can make money from whatever you're doing as long as it's legal. There's a way for you, to be honest. What is Nigeria to me? Vibes. No, but Nigeria can be, it's a number of things. It could be, but it's home, first of all. It's one of my homes. It's home. It's good vibes. It's good. It's a place where I think if you can, they say if you can survive Nigeria, you can kind of survive anywhere. And I feel like true, you're met with some sort of resilience in life. You can face a lot. Like I feel like in everything that kind of happens in Nigeria, the fact that you can still find pure joy and happiness is a real big thing. And like I find in the UK, when they say the UK is bad vibes, they're not joking. Like sometimes when you think that some of these people are just miserable, and they're miserable because how can you be happy? Because you're hating on other people. I feel like in Nigeria, you don't, my experience anyway, you're not getting that. Everyone kind of does their own thing. Whilst everyone may be in other people's lanes, ultimately everyone finds their own kind of like peace and happiness in all that they do, which I think is really quite nice to see. Being Nigerian is almost like a privilege. it's like a cool card. It's just, oh, okay, you're Nigerian, cool. Everyone knows to expect like good vibes, good energy at times. Whilst it comes with its, there's a counter side to that. But I think in generally speaking, being Nigerian is just a cool flex to have, I feel.
As a Nigerian that lives in the UK, what's the hardest part about saying that you're Nigerian or being Nigerian?
Sometimes you're penalized for some of the actions of some of our bad Nigerians, and that can just be, that's the problem sometimes if you're trying to get certain things. I mean, not outrightly, but sometimes with they see your name, they kind of make judgment based on that. That can be the only bad thing.
I don't believe UK is the right destination if you're planning on jackpotting. If you plan on going and returning maybe for school or something, yeah, UK is your place. But for jackpotting, maybe Canada or something. Their system is a bit strict. They have systems in place for you to return when you're done with whatever you came for. I mean, for you to go there first, you have to have a reason, maybe school or something. And then for you to remain there, you have to have another like major reason. You have to get married or find a very good job. Other than that, if you're planning on just, how we Nigerians try to escape, yeah, nah, they'll catch you. I know a lot of people that have successfully jackpot to the US. You get it's more feasible. It's something you can do. Something I believe will be easier for me to do. I've gone to the UK and I wasn't able to like stay there. I had to return after my school. So I think if I'm trying to live again this country, I should try somewhere else, maybe Canada. Most likely Canada. Well, the only thing I liked about the UK was the fact that they have a functioning system. Everything works basically. If you pay for light, you get your light. If you pay for water, you get your water. The system is set up in a way that it works. But what do I hate? I was bored as fuck, man. Like I was proper bored. I didn't really enjoy it. It was difficult for me to like blend into their culture and stuff. So I didn't really enjoy my stay on that front. Well, they portray it in like everything will be nice, everything is cool, everything is everything works. Yeah, that's one aspect. But for the social, cultural, you see, I believe it will be difficult for Nigerians or outside. Sorry, the UK is set up for outsiders will not really enjoy it per se. You get it's the racism there is even another thing to talk about. It is proper embedded into their system. Okay, yeah, I tried getting a job one time. Yeah, it was during the whole lockdown thing. I did the interview, everything, and then they were like, okay, are you willing to start on Monday? I was like, yeah. They said, okay, send your papers and all that. So when I did that, about 30 minutes later, I got a call that you didn't tell us you were Nigerian, in your interview. To them, I didn't think that mattered. And then about an hour or so later, I got a mail that, sorry, the position has already been taken by someone else. You get, within just like how many hours, the only difference was that they saw that I'm a Nigerian when I sent my details. It's not so loud that the racism is there, but it is there in most things.
What do I think of the UK? I feel like the UK has a lot of us there, so it's not going to be difficult to start afresh, if you know what I mean. It's not like every other country. What do I like about the UK? I like their vibes. Yeah, and like I said, a lot of Nigerians are there already, so it's like you're going to another side of Nigeria, if you know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, the UK is dope, and the accent, it's nice. The lifestyle there is dope, innit? So if you understand what I'm saying. I know a lot of people in the UK, a lot of people precisely. I think I know a lot of people more in the UK than the US. So let's say I have a friend that just left last year, and I mean, she's changed drastically. Yeah, with a style of dressing, kind of thing she's into, yeah? I mean, I can see the weather is doing pretty much good on her. Well, I wouldn't say it's easy anywhere. You get me? Like every country has their issues, but it's not like Nigeria. Nigeria is crazy. The UK is crazy as well. But trust me, they're still good in every part. The UK as well. I mean, what's the whole point of going out there to get yourself set up without coming back here to? I mean, life is way more easy here, if you ask me. Life is way more easy here.
Not every Nigerian wants to emigrate from the country. I spoke to some Nigerians who didn't want to emigrate to get their reasons why and to understand their perspective on the entire issue.
I don't believe in this dream because there is some potential in this country. There is some. I don't know that we're going to see it actualized in the next 100 years, but it's there. And it's worth contributing to, if possible. I also think it's easier to live in Nigeria if you're not dead, if you're not dying. Nigeria works for some people. It does work for some people. You just need money, and it's easier to get money here if you are in the right places at the right time. It's going to take a long time, like a really long time for Nigeria to get to where it's supposed to be. I always say 100 years, but I think it'll be more than 100 years. But we're currently at a stage where the country is literally trying to kill you, like every move you make. I think we'll get to a place in like maybe 50 years where it's not as against you as it is currently. But at some point it'll be great, but it'll definitely get better in, I think, the next 50 years, but it won't be where we need it to be for like 100, 150 years. So it's very personal for me. Like it's more about my personality, where I don't believe in struggling. I don't believe in the rat race. I don't believe in, 100% putting everything into fighting poverty. I don't know if I phrase that the way I mean to phrase it, but here in Nigeria, mediocrity does relatively well. For certain social classes, so it's not for everyone, obviously. I happen to be fortunate enough to be in one of those ones where I can be mediocre and kind of make it. I know that if I had stayed in the States after school, like, I'd be in a really boring job and I'd probably hate my life. I'd have interned. I mean, I came to Nigeria and did a lot of internships too. But I know I wouldn't be my best self. I wouldn't be happiest there. I'd be working a 9 to 5 that I would hate. I wouldn't have the freedom I'd like to have. I'd be paying like all these taxes that I don't want to pay, car payments, mortgages, all of that stuff. But living here, I'm able to get a decent job that sorts out most of my payment. I'm able to pay rent. Like, I have to save up for it, but it's not too stressful for me. I'm doing what I like. I have freedom. I can decide I'm going out on a Tuesday and I'm gonna come back home at 3 a.m. and I know, like, I'll be good the next day. I'll still head to work. Work is chill. I have some control over my life as opposed to just rat racing it, which is what I know my life would be like if I lived in the States. But Nigeria affords me personally some form of control over my own life. Because Nigeria is trying to kill you. It really is. You can die literally 100 different ways, 1,000,000 different ways. Like, even if something, like, it's not like a violent death or sudden death, like, you might just, like, get a heart attack one day just from all the stress, or just the rubbish that, like, comes at you every day. It's not easy. It's not easy. Literally everything frustrates you. So you go out there's traffic, you get back home, there's no light, you go to the bank, nobody there has common sense. Like every Nigerian interaction is stressful, and it's not a way to live. It doesn't give a good quality of life. It really doesn't. And then when you add like the actual serious things where you have the government shooting like innocent protesters, or one day, you know, a tanker can just blow up in front of your car, or thieves can just come get you and nothing will happen, or you have to wait, you get shot by a thief and you have to get a police report, and we all know the police is useless. Like when you add all those things, just being stopped by like the police, like SARS or whoever, because you look a certain way, like there's not really much to want to stay back for. So it makes sense. It makes sense that everyone will leave. Like obviously, I think the shooting at the end SARS protest sparked a lot of like feelings in a lot of people, especially like millennials and Gen Zs as well. And that definitely had like, you know, a hand in the recent surge of people leaving the country. And I can't blame them. I can't. So I suspect that it seems like it's happening a lot more often now because people, I feel like there's a lot more people with more disposable income. We have a more urban population, especially when it comes to the youth. So it feels like almost everyone you know is leaving. But I know with my parents' generation, it was only like a certain class that could leave. Now there's more opportunities. So even if you're not in that middle to upper class, like just know like tech things, and it's easy to get a job. And I think that's how a lot of people are also leaving. It's, you know, you get into tech, you do a remote job, and then, you know, from there you're building up your portfolio until you finally get hired by an international company that affords you to relocate. How does Nigeria make me feel? Sad. Just sad because I know there is potential. Not in the land, but in its people, especially the people who are leaving. But there is, you know, a group of dinosaurs who won't let these people actually make changes or make the changes that need to be made. But it's just sad. It's sad to see like all this potential not being actualized because, you know, the government or whoever, and sometimes it's the people too, but I also think the people act the way they act because of the government. It trickles down and then we're all animals at some point. But yeah, just Nigeria just makes me kind of sad. It's really sad to see people, and I know people who genuinely like being here who can't stay here. Like they're happier in Nigeria, they have the most fun in Nigeria, but they can't actually live here just because it's literally dangerous to them. You could die. So yeah, it's sad. So one more shooting close to where I live, and then I'll be done. Yeah, that's all it's gonna take. I can deal with the micro frustrations. I can deal with all the traffic. I can deal with speaking to customer service people who don't know their jobs. I can deal with power issues, water issues, all of that stuff. But like, there's only so much that one can take. So it has to be like a big event. So another shooting, civil war, like half a Boko Haram attack in Lagos, and yeah, I'll be out.
But the thing is that I don't think everyone can leave. It's not just realistic. There are people that are always going to be here, and I feel like social media makes it seem like, oh yeah, so many people are leaving, which they are. But in comparison to the people that are actually staying and will stay, it's still like a very wide margin. You know, many people don't have the means to live. This is like poverty capital. So yeah, I don't believe everybody has to leave, but it's cool if you can leave. I feel like, yeah, it's a privilege if you can leave. So the thing with me is that it feels like no matter how bad Nigeria gets, I've never really felt like I want to leave here completely. I can't imagine myself not being here for a while. My own dream would be to leave and come back and leave and come back for like maybe like art or something, come back and stay, then go again. This is just my home, so I'm like very attached to it, and yeah, that's my own dream. People have always left, and you know, they used to like come back and everything, but now I think it's more popular because people are just leaving for good, like, you know, they're not really planning to come back, as opposed to just maybe going there for school and coming back, which was, I think, more popular back then. So now people are just relocating full time. Yeah. Nigeria means, honestly, stress. Like, that is like the first thing I think of when I think of Nigeria, because it's always something, you know, there's just always something happening. Like now, like I said, I haven't had lights for 5 days, so can imagine that. But also, it's like home at the same time, because my friends are here, my family is here. Of course, I have friends in other places, but like this is where I've grown up and where I'm just used to. The life, the transportation, everything is Nigerian, and so I'm Nigerian, and yeah, it just has that home factor to me. Yeah. My favorite part about being Nigerian is, I think, the culture. We have a lot of archaic cultures that I actually don't like, especially just as a young person and a feminist. It doesn't align with my views. But then we also have like a very beautiful culture, you know, like our outfits and even like our gods and all these things. When you read up on them, there's a lot of history there. It's very interesting. When you go back and travel and visit all these places, we have so many beautiful sites that are not being utilized, of course, like natural sites. So that is my favorite part about being Nigeria, just the culture we have, or like how we joke about things, our pidgin language. Those things make me, yeah, happy to belong to something where we have that going on. Yeah, my fears about living somewhere else that is not Nigeria. First of all, the loneliness. I think it's very underrated, and people talk about it a bit, but it's never like emphasized so much or brought into light. But I've spoken to people that they've even come back to Nigeria because of how lonely they were, and it got like really, really depressing that as bad as Nigeria is, they're happier here than they were in a like good country that was actually working. You know, when you go there, you don't know people, and when you're black, even in a very like white dominated area as well, it could be hard for you to connect with those people. Some people are just even not so good at making friends or meeting people and all those things. So those affect people, as well as, you know, just working. Sometimes it can be tough, like immigration can be on your ass, or like you can just never, before you rise in ranks to actually have like a very good job, it could take so much time. And not that it's easy to get jobs here, but I don't know, at least you're in your home here. There you're just in a foreign place, you're black, you know, all these things come in. And then as well, I think also facing things like racism, and then even in between, like between black people, some certain black people might not be nice to you because you're from Africa as well. So having to face those things is another thing that just adds to how difficult it would be to move there. So those are part of my fears. Yeah. Also, like not having access to like Nigerian food as much and things like that. Those things might seem little, but it makes people very homesick and yeah, depressed. So I don't have a dream country that I want to move to. People say Canada, so I guess Canada. It's just one of those things that when I think about it, I'm like, okay, I guess. I haven't really thought about it, like, that's because I don't want to leave fully. I've never thought of it like, oh, if I wanted to like put my mind into where I wanted to move. It's just really a passive thing for me. Maybe Canada, I guess. I want people to know that Nigerians are actually, like, you know, we have bad people, but we're actually like very good people. Some people are very honest. We're very hardworking. Geez, Nigerians are like top notch. And what else? Yeah, we thrive in like any situation we're put in, really. But yeah, we're also very, very smart as well. You know, Nigerians are like all over the world. Wherever you go, you see Nigerians doing things there. So I think that's a testament to itself. Yeah.
As at the time of making and finishing this documentary, I discovered a new narrative on what the emigration trend means to Nigerians, no matter where they may be. In focusing my conversation on young Nigerians, I witnessed their patriotism and hard work firsthand. From the amount of hours they work to even out the odds to their ginger to come out to fight for their country's stability, young Nigerians are very far from lazy, unbothered, or unpatriotic. They want to build, create, and innovate ideas that would take their country to the next level amongst global powers. I also got to understand what they really think of emigration and the UK as a great or not so great place to immigrate to, from the people who haven't been to the UK yet, the ones who have been and have returned, and the ones who are still there. Even when they are forced to leave, they would rather not leave at all or find a way to come back after some time. Nigerians just want a place where they can thrive, a place where they don't always have to fight to survive. That's the real Nigerian dream, and I hope it comes through very soon.